comes back on. Okay, it says it's coming back on here. Let's see what happens. Sorry if you're watching me and I'm just staring at my screen. I'm trying to see if I'm coming back on again. Okay, I'm waiting. Where am I? Am I still here? Yep, I can see that. So let me know if you guys can see me or hear me. I'm not seeing anything here. This says I'm streaming. Let's try something else. There I am. All right, so let's get back to the question. Stupid. I'm the only one watching myself right now. Okay, all right. It says there's only one person on. I'm going to go ahead and answer your question, Wanderer. Again, so when doing session of level 1 and 2 Celestial Qigong, I prefer you call it Celestial Qigong because that's how I'm promoting it. What is a good typical length of session? I'm at roughly 30 minutes per session. I'm trying to get a baseline. So as I said, I created it in such a way knowing that people probably wouldn't follow any rules. So I made sure that whatever I taught would be safe, even if people did it out of context and out of order and all that kind of stuff. So that's why you don't know how long it should be done, because you just do how much you want. If you want to do it for an hour, do it for an hour. You want to do it for 2 hours, do it for 2 hours. You want to do it for 10 minutes, do it for 10 minutes. You only want to do these 2 exercises, do those 2. You want to do the whole thing in order, do the whole thing in order. I don't have an issue about how you choose to do that. The only thing that matters is that you close down at the end. That's the only thing I require you to do. Close down at the end. Okay? Other than that, do what you want. So you're going to be your own guru. Listen to the energy and let it teach you. Let it tell you how long and which exercises and all that good stuff. Okay. No other questions? Let me see. Is anything else coming up? I'm wondering if this is going to... You guys say that you're back online, so I'm hoping that it's not going to be 2 separate videos. I hate when that happens. Anyway, well, that's it. I'm just moving out of the country. I can't stand it anymore. I don't know that the internet's going to be any better where I'm going, but we'll see. All right, so I don't really have a whole lot more to say. So unless there's any more questions here, we can end it tonight. We can call it an evening. We've got, what is today? This is Friday. We've got 1 hour. So we've got 1 hour. If you want to, and you're listening to me, and you want to do this, I recommend that in the next hour, you take advantage of the 241.thunderwizard.com, which is, I am offering people certifications and training in both my style of Vedic astrology and in my style of rune reading. And in just an hour, I will turn that link off, and that will no longer be available, and you'll have to buy it at the normal price. So you've got 1 hour. If you're seeing this now live, you've got 1 hour to go enjoy that. All right. Any other last minute questions? Bryce Gertson, where are you moving to and why? Why do you care? What difference does it make to you if I'm moving? To be honest, I don't know where I'm going to end up. I'm going to go live in Australia for at least 6 months. Hopefully I can live there permanently, but I'll have to do some finagling to make that happen, and there's some possibilities that could happen for me. I'm also going to spend their summer, which would be our next winter. I'm going to spend their summer in New Zealand and enjoy that, and then I don't know where I'm going to be. My hope is that I end up living in Australia and I figure out a way to make that happen. Even if that means if I live on a tourist visa for as long as I can pull that off. That's what I'm going to do. So, to be honest, I don't know. Why? A bunch of different reasons. The main reason is that I'm done with the US. And I have investigated and experienced everything that is in the US. And I am completely, totally unattached. I have no family left. My family's either gone or dead or moved, or most of my friends are all married and moved. And, my fiance passed away a year and a half ago. And I have nothing keeping me here. So I'm going to go live my dream. All I need is my trusty laptop and an internet connection, and I can make a living anywhere in the world. So I'm going to go and surf while I'm still young and strong. And I do not know where I'm going to end up, but I want to have as much fun as possible before I'm too old to enjoy it. Chris Arcianega, question: are the entities jealous? Why do you keep asking this? I don't know where this is coming from. What entities are we talking about? Jehovah is a jealous God, so there's at least one of them that's jealous. But then again, he is the human narcissistic ego. So I'm wanting you to come to your own conclusions. And if you listen to what I say, you'll hear what the conclusion is. But I'm not going to just hand you the answer because it's meaningless. Because this is about a personal experience. Go out and experience them and find out for yourself. Find out how much of it is your own narcissistic projection. Jehovah is the narcissistic ego, so he is jealous. If all of the gods, including Jehovah, are emanations from within the human being, then those entities that are part of your narcissism will be jealous. And the other ones, if they are connected to more of your higher being, whatever the hell that means, when you worship them, they will not be jealous. But I'm not going to just hand you an answer. It's a very, forgive me for saying so, but it sounds like the question of a 4-year-old. It's what a 4-year-old would ask. And so it sounds like you have a really strong imprint of Catholicism or Christianity or something. And you can't, listen, when I went off and, I went and trained with African shamans, and I was certain that I was worshiping demons because that's what I had been taught. When I started first doing the celestial qigong, the practice that I got that from, the power that was flowing through me, I was sure it was coming from the devil because that's what I had been taught. But I was prepared to allow my experience to teach me, not what other people had told me and not my fears. So I am not going to assuage your fears. If you're afraid of the entities, as you call them, then you have to struggle with how important is it to you to learn this information, to experience it, so you can have your own, deal with your own feelings. Also, it's not the Bible where it's written down, here are the rules. I don't know what your experience is going to be, but go and have your identity destroyed and put back together and have whatever feelings you have, fear or otherwise. Okay? I don't know if you answered, I have other practices. I don't want to incur wrath from deities. Well, I did go off on you and we got cut off. And usually when that happens, it means that what I'm saying is really important. So my question to you is, if you have other practices, why the hell are you mixing and matching in from different sources? If you have a practice where you're working with a master or with a lineage, why the hell do you want to learn my lineage stuff? So that tells me either one, that you're disobeying what you're being told by your teachers. 2, you don't have a teacher and you're grabbing stuff off of books and off of the internet, which is I mean, if you're going to train with somebody, train with somebody. If, or, some combination of that. But there's something missing in your training. And you can tell I'm getting annoyed by it because it's like, why are you asking me? You're telling me you have another practice. So go talk to them. If you want to train with me and train in my system, then I'm going to recommend that you don't deal with other practices. So you don't do that. It shows a lack of respect for the practices that you have. If they're incomplete, why are you doing it? It shows a lack of discipline, because one of the things that a real teacher will do is he'll give you one thing and say, go do that. Come back in a year. Go stand in the corner and do this posture for how long? Until I tell you to stop. Okay, so I don't know, and I don't know, are we talking Western magic? Are we talking Qigong? You know? If you have a teacher, go ask him. If you don't have a teacher and you're just grabbing things and mixing and matching, then I recommend that you find one discipline and stick with it. I don't care if it's mine or somebody else, because you're not serving yourself. It's like trying to, you're trying to become an Olympic weightlifter and trying to become an Olympic swimmer at the same time. You won't be able to do either if you're doing both at the same time. That's why you should pick one. So pick one. Okay? If it's mine, great. If not, go find somebody that'll teach you whatever they can teach you. Fright Night TV, I'm going to Australia. Peter Mosey, question. Can you suggest some books or site for info about Vedic society and mythology? Go up here to astrologycertification.thunderwizard.com. It's not up here. But if you go to courses.thunderwizard.com, click on my link for the astrology certification. You're asking me, can I suggest some books? You can go train with me. In terms of Vedic society and mythology, I don't know what you mean by society. Mythology, I don't have a specific book in mind. I just go on and do some research. Thank you for the question. Peter Mosey, question. What exactly is birth time according to Vedic astrology? What kind of a question is that? Your birth time is birth time. I don't know what you're asking. Why is that a mystery to you? When the baby comes out of mom's, when it cries for the first time, or when its cord is cut? When it pops out. That's my understanding. As soon as it pops out, that's when you're born. Bryce Gertson, question. I was wondering what subjects you are currently researching, if at all. I'm not currently researching anything right now because I'm all about leaving. A lot of my teachings come from my own internal musings, so I'm having a lot of those, but I'm not researching anything. If I research something that I think is of value, I will share it with you. Peter Mosey, question. I did your meditation for spirit animal and a dragon came up. What can I do to better connect with it and gain anything for it? Would something like a tattoo or home decoration help? I'm not a big fan of tattoos. Just for all kinds of reasons. I'm not saying I have anything against them. It's just, people get, it looks ridiculous. People get tattoos of the picture of their kid or something like that, and it just looks like a black blotch somewhere. I'm not going to tell you that getting a dragon is going to somehow connect you to the spirit of the dragon, but you can get one if you want. That's just my thing. What you can better do to connect with it, you can get a home decoration. That'll help. But I would recommend continue to do your shamanic meditation to connect with the dragon and ask the dragon. Go back into a shamanic, go back and do the meditation again. I thought it was going to go nuts, because one of the biggest things people come onto my channel for is to learn about shamanic journeys. And so I did this whole teaching. Go to courses.thunderwizard.com. I got this whole pre-recorded guided shamanic journeys. I mean, I would do it. It's powerful stuff. Whatever it is that you did of mine that helped you connect to the dragon, do that again and ask the dragon, what can I do to connect with you? And it'll tell you. Um, Wanderer, question. Your breakdown of words and their root meaning has opened many new areas of thought and is pretty mind blowing. Do you have a book or website you use for reference or just years of study? Yes to all those questions. Some of it is I will go online and do some research, but I did my first 4 years of college. I was studying humanities classics, which means that I studied Greek and Latin and Indo-European languages, and so that's a lot of it comes from that. A lot of it comes from, there are some things that I've learned about the roots of European gods that I could only find by doing esoteric Vedic mantra rituals and learning the seed sounds. And they don't know. Here's the thing, you talk to a Vedic mantra master and he gives you a seed sound, he won't know what it is. He'll tell you what the vibration will do. He might even be able to tell you what deity or deities it's associated with. He might even be able to tell you what element it is. But if you ask him what is the meaning of the words, he'll say, oh, it's just a nonsense syllable that has power. And that's not true. What it really is it's a very ancient source of language. And it means that our language, the original language, was a language of power. And so learning that, I take that knowledge and then I take it back with my, my academic knowledge, and I use that together. So I've come up with some things that the academics have never heard of before. And that I think there's some things that I teach that you can't find anywhere because of that reason. Okay, that's it. All right, no more questions? All right then, my friends, that's it for me tonight. I'll see if, hopefully I'll be back on this weekend. I'm getting pretty close to leaving. So who knows if I'll be on. Things are probably going to get pretty hectic here between now and the time that I leave. And I don't know what I'm going to find when I get there at my new rental place. I don't know what the internet's going to be like, but we'll find out. So anyways, that is it for me. Again, the links are up here for a reason, guys. Check them out. I put them there to help you. If you really want to gain knowledge of what I teach, I would recommend that you go to all of those things and check out and see what is going to best help you. All right. Thank you again. And I will see you guys probably sometime this weekend. Okay.